Welcome to KOSSY Talk Show.
My name is Marrie Kibias. I am a content creator, and so far so good. Today I'm very much excited meeting this wonderful lady all the way from Netherlands. I'm so happy that she has really changed a lot of people in this society here.
Yes.
You're welcome, Mrs. Marrie. Yeah.
Thank you, Marrie. Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Marrie Tarus. It is true what Maureen is saying, that I came from the Netherlands. That's already a long time ago.
Yes.
That is was in 1986.
Yeah, that is long.
So I came to work in the Plateau Hospital
Yeah.
as a missionary nurse.
Yes.
And in course of time, I got married
Yes.
to George Tarus.
Yes.
Okay, still, because we are talking about alcohol and drug abuse.
Yeah.
When I first came to Plateau Hospital,
Yeah.
I was actually a bit astonished
Yes.
to see that,
People are languishing in drugs.
yeah, it is true that you could find even mothers who are bringing their babies for clinic,
Yes.
that already they are intoxicated
Yes.
when they come to the hospital with their babies.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like in the evenings, you could find people staggering along the road or sleeping somewhere. But as time was going, I actually got used to it, and I didn't think much about it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Till I got married, and okay, in our family there was really a lot of alcohol, both drinking as well as brewing,
Yes.
and selling, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And by then my husband,
Mm-hmm.
he had just been appointed as an assistant chief,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a very high concern
Mm-hmm.
for the family
Yes.
as well as for the community,
Yeah.
and the problem of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to pray for our family as well as our community. And as a chief, he was of course organizing barasas.
Yeah.
He would take me along.
Mm-hmm.
Even I could take a doctor and a chaplain from Plateau Hospital,
Yeah.
and we started sensitizing the community.
Yes.
And
There's this story, Mrs. Marrie, that you told me that you just wanted to assist them, but there was this time you could not even know where to start. But you saw there was a need of until you came up now with this rehabilitation. But there was something also that you are doing. You are going from house to house, talking to them.
yeah, we used to do home visits also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started actually by talking in barasas, and from there also talking to the youths in the school,
Yes.
children,
Mm-hmm.
even to in church meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And really one time in the barasa there was an incident
Yeah.
that okay, we had already gone, we had been talking in barasa severally,
Yes.
and then it reached a time,
Yeah.
and we used to say,
Mm-hmm.
it is possible to change.
Mm-hmm.
This and this are the problems, because you even have to sensitize about the problems, because if people are used to them,
Mm-hmm.
they may not even see that it is a problem.
Yeah,
that
because
can
they
be
are used to
changed,
it actually.
Because they are used to it.
Yeah.
So then it reached a time that we were also talking. Yeah, it is. This is the problem. It is possible to change. And then some women, they came forward.
Mm-hmm.
They were brewers, and
Yeah.
then they said, "Yeah, we want to change. What can we do?"
Mm-hmm.
And that was really shocking, because really we had not really thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
And so we said, okay, we will think about it, we will pray about it, and then we will come back to you.
Yes.
So now we really started doing a lot of reading, talking to people,
Mm-hmm.
and because of talking to people and making inquiries,
Mm-hmm.
we got friends together,
Mm-hmm.
and we started learning from each other and doing outreach together.
Yes.
And that is really how we started.
Mhm.
That was around 1999,
1999.
2000,
Oh yeah.
in those days.
Mhm.
So slowly, so things they started growing like
yes,
that.
yeah.
By 2004, I think we saw that really there is a lot of work that can be done, and maybe it can be done better if we organize ourselves
Yeah,
and start an organization.
yes,
And so we started an organization.
yeah,
And we started now actually by working with the brewers,
yeah.
and there were self-help groups for brewers to help them to change.
Self-help
And
groups.
self-help groups.
Yeah, okay. So
And
you formed some self-help groups.
yes,
Okay.
of the brewers who were willing to change. There were a few alcoholics amongst them also, and that really has made quite an impact in the community.
Yes.
At the same time, I should say, people, they have really changed. In fact, many, they have changed.
Yeah.
But I do not credit one person or one organization.
Exactly.
You find that most people, when they change, they will tell you, you know, so and so came to talk to me, and then this happened, and then I met a certain pastor, and he talked to me. So there are usually quite several contributors.
Yes.
What helps people to think
Yeah.
before they make a decision
Yeah.
that they want to change.
Yeah. Mrs. Marrie, I know you are part of those people. You cannot be the only person doing this stuff. I'm very sure there are so many people who are also doing the same thing. But because you are also doing the same thing, you want to change your community, and this is what you've been doing for the last all that time. Almost how many years?
Okay, I think we started by sensitizing the community. It was around 1999, 2000, so that is over 20 years.
Over 20 years. You've been struggling to see these people come to their senses and start doing what they're supposed to be doing. So for me, I can say I also salute you for the work you are doing. If it were someone else, he could just take it just simple and say, that's not my problem. Let those people do whatever things they are doing. After all, I'm comfortable with my family, and for those who are doing it, it is upon them. And I'm also congratulating you, Mrs. Marrie, coming from a place where people are so advanced, but you have just come down to earth. You are just here in this village. You just behave like one of them. You are not taking yourself to be so special. You are not isolating yourself. In fact, the other time I came, I found you with your workers. You are talking very freely. You are so friendly. So you are this person that has a very big heart. You need to be given a lot of congratulations. Thank you so much, Mrs. Marrie. So, so far, you've been going to places now looking for these people, and I'm very sure you have just seen the fruits of what you are doing. I would like you to tell our people now about this rehabilitation center. Kindly, you know, with these people, especially people outside there, normally they see rehabilitation center as a place whereby only those people who are just taking these hard drugs, but in the real sense, even those people who are smoking, those people who are taking changa, those who are busa, if you are addicted, if you are an addict, I think you are an addict. I would like you to encourage those people who have friends, relatives, to bring their kids to rehabilitation so that they are being helped, because when they bring their kids when it is still early, at least I know definitely they'll catch up. But you see, our culture, people just leave their children to stay until they are completely written off. Now that they cannot change, not even change, but they'll not get the product of the rehabilitation. But I want you to encourage those ones that if they see their children, their neighbors starting using these changa, busa, to bring them to rehabilitation to be helped. So kindly just see to that camera and just try to encourage someone somewhere to take their kids to rehabilitation.
Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah. So addiction, it is actually a disease. It is recognized as a mental
Yeah.
disorder,
Mhm.
and it affects somebody
Mhm.
mentally,
Mhm.
physically,
Mhm.
socially.
Yeah.
And if one has started,
Mhm.
it's normally it goes from bad to worse.
Yes.
So it is true that it is better
Mhm.
to intervene earlier
Yes.
than to intervene later.
Mhm.
Um, so then there is one thing is that people, they really don't see that addiction is a mental disorder,
Mhm.
and that somebody can be helped or
Yeah.
even must be helped to
Mhm.
come out of it.
Mhm.
And they feel that it is just because the person doesn't have enough willpower.
Mhm.
Maybe they should be beaten a bit,
Mhm.
and they will come out of they will change.
Yes.
But it is not like that.
Or
They are
even
sick,
yeah.
and they must go for to see a doctor, a counselor,
Yes.
a pastor.
Mhm.
But counseling, say in a counseling in a rehabilitation center, it really helps because we don't just talk about leaving the alcohol, leaving the drugs,
Mhm.
and stay sober.
Mhm.
It involves so many things.
Mhm.
Of course, they gain here knowledge about the substances,
Mhm.
which helps already to distantiate oneself.
Mhm.
But also you have to deal with the social issues, with family life.
Mhm.
You have to deal with life skills,
Mhm.
like how does somebody communicate,
Mhm.
how can somebody um, manage his or her
Present
emotions
himself, yes.
and present himself.
Mhm.
Um, there are but it helps somebody to become conscious on how he or she is behaving,
Mhm.
what makes him to behave like that,
Mhm.
to be aware of what is motivating him, what is making him to drink or use other drugs,
Mhm.
and then from there
Mhm.
to start changing.
Oh, to start changing now. Mhm.
Of course, there are also job issues.
Oh.
So you have to address actually
Mhm.
so many all parts of life,
Okay, so
also spiritual.
okay, so you sometimes employ even these drug addicts.
If we,
Sometimes, if
yeah, it has happened really. It
yeah,
has happened,
yeah.
but we do communicate with employers,
Mhm.
whether it,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I
yes,
connect it. Yeah, okay.
yes.
Mhm.
So to help them,
Mhm.
that maybe they can go back to to their jobs.
Yeah, and you write even a
Maybe
letter
sometimes it helps. Yeah, we write letters
that they have changed.
that they have completed a program in the
Oh,
rehabilitation center.
yes.
Sometimes it can help them. We can recommend that they will be transferred to another job,
Oh.
or if it is students, that they go to another school
Mhm.
or university.
Mhm.
So all those things have to be taken into. They have to be addressed.
It's true.
Also spiritual.
Mhm.
Um, our spiritual life is very important,
Mhm.
and we do morning devotion every day.
Mhm.
We go to church
Mhm.
on Sundays.
On Sundays you go to church.
Yes,
Yeah, that's good.
and
Mhm.
they learn how to read the Bible, and
Oh,
we sing together.
that is great.
Yes.
Yeah, that is so wonderful. And do you? What are the challenges now? Because in everything we do, there must be something, a challenge that you might have seen amongst even these addicts.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay, a challenge is the first challenge to start with is
Mm.
that many of them they are not really willing to be admitted.
Mhm.
Um, they don't understand how rehabilitation is. They believe that they are going to a prison.
Mhm.
They believe that it is maybe a place where people are mentally
Heal.
mentally ill.
Mhm.
Um, And then also even the fear itself that you know, how to stay with alcohol or how to stay without the substance. You know, it will have some effects on them that is not comfortable, and they fear.
Yeah.
And you know, people also just to cope in life, they take those substances to cope in life. How will they cope? They fear. How will they cope
Without taking
without taking it?
Yes.
And that is what they have to overcome. Then the other one is stigma. You know, like addiction, they call it the disease of shame.
Yes.
And
it's called the disease of shame.
yes. So people, they don't want to be associated with rehabilitation.
Yes, correct.
So so to motivate people to be admitted is one thing. So then, of course, I think everybody knows that if somebody comes voluntarily, that's the chances for recovery are higher than for those who are being forced.
Yeah.
So would it be better then to wait till they volunteer? For people to, some people, they really volunteer to come. They really are so tired of and so tired and sick of the addiction that they volunteer. But the majority, they will not volunteer. They have to be assisted. So that means you have to make a decision for them.
Yeah.
Just make a decision
for them. You cannot just
them to take them. Okay, you can say it is taken by force, but actually they themselves, they cannot make a good decision for themselves. So you make that decision
because they're already sick.
Yes, they are sick.
They are sick.
Yes.
Yeah, and you cannot leave them to make their own decisions. So in most cases, it's better you even use force, because at the end of the day, you'll have to see the product of you forcing he or she to come to a rehabilitation. So you are encouraging parents there outside there to bring their kids. By all means, they try all their level best to see into it that they bring their kids to a rehabilitation center. And Mama Marrie, as we were talking sometimes back, you were telling me that people should not fear rehabilitation center, because rehabilitation center is a place where you come and get treatment. If you are doing something which you see it was not going in line with what a normal person is supposed to be doing, so it is good to go to a rehabilitation, especially here. I see you have very, very nice, good teachers who are, their students are coming out being so proud of themselves that we have been taught here. And that's why you see we are going, we bring even other people. So for me, I will encourage each, not even necessary that it has to be the relative of the person who is a drug addict. Even if it's your neighbor, your friend, your relative, kindly advise that relative to go for a rehabilitation. If they go there, definitely they'll have to get the staff. They will be taught, they will be treated, and they'll come to their normal senses. So I encourage each and every person to be very cautious, because this is something which is finishing us. It is really finishing our society. This is something that everybody is crying. Even if it's not your child, not your relative, not even your neighbor, but when you see somebody somewhere, as a mother, seriously, we are feeling so bad. You know, when a mother gets a child, the most important thing is to see that child progressing and going the direction that's supposed to be followed. But when you see someone, instead of doing the correct thing, you see somebody just wakes up in the morning, goes, maybe takes the busa, or even these other what do you call the drugs itself, the hard drugs. You as a community, you'll not just feel so comfortable and you just relax that after all they are those people. You know, we believe that people, if you want to be someone, you have to go with people. You cannot be so people will not even see you to be someone if you're not taking care of other people. For this lady, for me, I can say she has really done a lot in this community of Plateau. She has done a lot. I'm very sure so many people know about her. And we want to wish her well in everything that she's doing, because she's just doing for the good of the community. She's not lacking anything. She can sleep in a place, stay, and everything. I don't think is lacking food or something, but the good side, she has this big heart of helping other people. You see, now she has been going all the way looking for them, whatever, having going to meetings to meet these people and advising them to keep on moving and change their behavior. So for this rehabilitation center, I'm very sure it has saved so many people through her. Advise people to be taken to rehabilitation. Yes.
Okay, first, here we are staying as a family. It is just a normal, where we are, it is just a normal house. It has a sitting room, a kitchen, some bedrooms. And okay, there are places where there is an office and counseling somewhere. But we, as you know, we are just communicating and we stay as a family.
Yes.
So there is nothing like, there is not that fear, that need to fear of confinement or something like that.
There is nothing like that, yeah.
Then also the staff that we are working with, we are all professionals. We have all been trained in counseling, and we have an addiction counselor, social worker, a psychologist, a nurse, and we consult also the psychiatrists in the Mooi Referral Hospital.
Yeah.
So as much as we are a family, we are also professional. And what I would like to need to advise parents who are in doubt of what is happening with their children, don't fear to come and ask for advice. Even if somebody first wants to make an inquiry, come just to see, come to talk before you make your decisions.
Yes.
What is the next step? Because many times people, they are in doubt. They are wondering, is it true, is it not true? It looks like it, but I've never really seen.
It is there.
The behavior has changed, but I've not seen any drugs. And so people are in doubt. If anybody is in doubt, just come and talk.
Yes.
I think that is really the main thing for parents. Not to deny that there is a problem.
Yes.
And don't fear stigma. There is nothing like stigma. If somebody has malaria, he goes to see a doctor. Why, if somebody has signs of drug abuse, why being reluctant to go and see a counselor?
Thank you so much, Mama Marrie. There's also this thing whereby the people who are taking these drugs, do you know those people don't feel anything? They are so comfortable in their zone, but there are these people, the parents now. The parents are the ones who are going through stigma more than even this. Now, how do you normally meet and try to counsel them? Because they are the ones who are suffering more. Because somebody taking beer, somebody taking busa, is very comfortable. He's just there. But I would wish if you can also look for time, you also call the parents, you also counsel the parents to accept on how to handle their children or their husbands or whatever, because those ones are the one who are going through the whole thing. For them, life is just normal. In fact, I'm very sure there are those ones who don't even understand why they are here. They are saying they don't understand. Maybe with time and counseling and everything, and a lot of being educated on how to these things and everything. But if you just follow in the root sense, the people who are going through stigma and the ones who are suffering a lot, they are their parents. Because also accepting is another issue. Let's say, for example, even the neighbors. The neighbors also, we should also, I think also the neighbors or the people living near to this drug, you should stop accusing these people. These people are sick. They need a lot of assistance from all quarters. So this idea of huyu ni mlevi, this one is just a drunkard person, leave alone, he's just used to taking drugs. Kindly, as a community, we need to style up, and we need to learn, as we have been told by Mrs. Marrie, that Mr. Rus, that this is a disease that it needs to be worked out. So the question I was asking you, Mrs. Marrie, is that what are you doing now about the parents? You should also bring a program, maybe even once in a month, whereby you come and counsel the parents. Sometimes I had a friend who was just telling me that they had a child in a rehabilitation, but when the time comes now that the child is to graduate and goes back, the parents refused. They just want the child to stay there because I don't know, maybe they think maybe they think they have no change or something. So it is good also, you look for a time, then you bring the parents, then you counsel also the parents, so that they also know how to go about them, how to stay with them. By so also you'll be encouraging that parent who is so demoralized, that parent who has just given up with their children, telling them everything is gonna be fine with time.
Okay, when clients are already admitted here, whether they are adults or whether they are youth, we normally do sometimes family therapy.
Oh yes.
So after 1 month, we call the relatives. We call them the significant others. So like maybe they are parents, maybe they are spouses, maybe they are children, and we start with those ones, and we talk with them as a group, as a family now, and we repeat the same another 1 or 2 times. If necessary, it can even be more times, but most of the times it is about, we do family therapy for each client 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
That is now when they are already admitted here. It could be nice also, really, if parents can communicate with each other and support each other. I remember one time there were several parents who met each other here, and they exchanged telephone numbers and contacts, and they talked, and then they feel supported. Okay, that is incidental. That was not really organized, but of course they are good incidents. And then we are really ready to talk if we are invited, for example, to any group, whether it is in the church or a chama or maybe a parents meeting in a school. We can always come and talk with them.
Yeah, that is so good. I love that part of assisting those parents, because I can imagine myself having a kid who is already in these drugs. That parent normally goes through a lot, especially because of the community also. Yeah, they believe that is a curse or something of that kind. They don't understand that this is just but a disease, because addiction is just a disease. Yeah,
and then okay, you may say that those who are using or abusing, that they are not the ones who are suffering, but actually they do suffer. Already you are saying that they are sick. Yes, they are sick, but you don't know really how bad they actually feel about. They know that they are failures.
Yes, exactly.
They are not comfortable the way how you.
So they want to just hide themselves inside the drug thing or something. Is that what you mean? I was just asking. You are saying they are also feeling the
pain.
The pain.
Yes.
Yeah. They are also feeling the pain.
They also feel the pain. They are not comfortable with their. They are not really so much comfortable with their alcohol, with their drugs. Yes, they also feel the pain of it
Okay.
because they know that they are not succeeding in life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they know that if they
That's
are
very
parents, they
correct,
know
yeah.
that they are not contributing well to their families. They
Yes.
feel that shame. They feel their shortcomings.
Mhm.
Okay, if they are youth in like now maybe in colleges,
Mhm.
okay, maybe really,
Mhm.
okay, maybe they are still celebrating their life really.
Yes.
But generally speaking, people who are addicted, they are not comfortable. And then also thinking of the withdrawal symptoms, that makes them too
Mhm.
take more again.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a
Oh.
lot of discomfort for them.
Wow.
Yes.
Me, the way I normally see them just walking around, caring very less. They are just moving around. So that means there's something which is already something going on in their lives. That is so. It is very frustrating actually. For me, I can just say thank you so much for your time, Mrs.